Hello friends, welcome back to Technique, and today we'll be doing the detailed review of the newly launched budget or kind of mid-range device, the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. So Samsung Galaxy A15 5G is the latest device under the A series. Now Samsung launched two A series devices, the A15 5G and the A25 5G. Both are priced around the 20 to 30,000 price segment. Now the A15 5G is more affordable, priced below 20,000 rupees starting, and A25 pricing starts around 27k. Now we'll be talking about the A15 5G, which is price starting 19,499, and you get 1,500 rupees card offer, so bringing down the price to around 18,000 rupees. So how good is the device for this price segment? What are the pros and cons of the device? Let's discuss all those things in this detailed review. So before going into the video, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's begin. So first let's talk about the design element. Now if you look at the design aspect of the A15 5G, so there aren't much change compared to the A14 5G. It has this Samsung's last year's S series design, flat back panel with 3 projections for the camera, and looks pretty neat in terms of the design language. We have the Samsung branding at the bottom, and it's kind of a slightly thicker device in terms of form factor, and the weight is also slightly on the higher side for this price segment. It is around 200 grams, so slightly on the high side, but then the build quality definitely feels very nice. So if you look at the design aspect, you can see here LED flash, the triple camera setup, and this is a bluish black color here provided. Now this is a matte finish back panel. It's polycarbonate, but it does give a good feel altogether, and you can see the sides have also been given a good finish altogether. It's a sturdy build. The bottom section has the USB Type-C port, the speaker unit, and the 3.5mm audio jack. Top has the microphone, and here you can see a slight projection upward for the volume and the power button, which also integrates as the fingerprint scanner. So this area does give a good feel altogether, and this is around 8.4 mm in thickness, slightly on the higher side, but again not a major concern. The weight is slightly on the high side too. So the design definitely feels good, and the back panel especially, and the sides also, and the build quality is something which we really liked about this device. It feels sturdy and built to last. But things go differently when you look at the front panel design. This is where the disappointing aspect comes in. We have a water drop notch at this price segment. That's not just the only thing. You can see that the bezels are pretty large at this price segment. You can see the bottom bezels are kind of looks like a very budget device, but it's almost priced 20,000 rupees. So that's one of the downsides. The front panel design definitely feels disappointing, at least this price segment. So that's the design aspect of the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. The front panel design is definitely disappointing, but the rear and the sides definitely feels quite good in terms of fit and finish and also the material quality. Now next let's talk about the display. Now for any device, the display is something which is really important, and Samsung has packed an AMOLED display. It's a 90Hz AMOLED display, full HD resolution, and the display quality as such looks good because Samsung's panel are really known for good quality, and this is no different. The panel definitely looks good, but again the disappointing aspect is the water drop notch that spoils that experience, and on top of that it's just 90Hz refresh rate. It should have been ideally 120Hz, which would have made the display even better, but nevertheless the display quality as such looks good, and even for multimedia experience it definitely feels very nice in terms of display quality. And there is no protection as such mentioned for the display, so we are not really sure if there is any offered. So overall we would say the display quality is good, but the experience is kind of spoiled by the water drop notch and the larger bezel. And next let's talk about the software. Now software is one important thing for Samsung device, because Samsung offers some of the best software experience. This has the One UI 6.0, and that's one of the smoothest experience you've seen on a mid-range or budget device. Now it has Android 14 out of the box, which is again good, and Samsung is offering 4 years of Android updates and 5 years of security patches. That's something which is kind of unheard in this price segment. This has Android 14, so you get 15, 16, 17 and 18, whatever the name be. So 4 years of Android updates and 5 years of security patches is something which is really important. Now if you look at the software settings, you can see here it's very smooth experience, and One UI 6.0 Photo offers great experience. You do get all the customization options in terms of wallpaper, themes, and then you have additional options in terms of multi-window motions and gestures, dual messenger, floating window. So all the features are packed here, and it does offer additional features, and you can also customize the notification toggles as well. But there are few bloatwares bundle. You can see here, these are the bloatwares which are bundled with the device. There are plenty of apps from Samsung, Google, Microsoft, all are bundled with the device. So that's something which you can uninstall, but there are some bloatwares included. So software experience is very smooth actually. One UI feels very responsive, and even multitasking looks very smooth, no lags whatsoever in the UI. And the software update cycle also makes it a really good device, especially if you are concerned about update cycle. Samsung is one of those devices or rather brands offering good update cycle. So that's the software experience overall, a really good experience. And next let's move on to the performance side. Now this device comes with a Dimensity 6100 plus octa-core processor. It's a relatively new chip, but then it's not a really powerful chip. Around 4,20,000 is Antutu benchmark score, and the Geekbench score single core is around 780, 700 odd value, and the multi-core score is around 1900 or so. So it's not a very powerful device as such, but in terms of experience, Samsung has tuned it really well. It's very responsive UI, and the performance is pretty good. Day-to-day experience, we didn't notice any lag, but then this is definitely not a device for gamers, because the Dimensity 6100 Plus is not a great device for gaming. But you can do casual gaming, but not for heavy gaming and heavy graphic rich games. It's definitely not suited. But having said that, the performance side is pretty good on this device. Hardly any hiccups, so the performance tuning also looks pretty good, and there is no heating issues on this device. Now talking about the other aspect, the fingerprint scanner is side mounted, which is quite good. It is easy to access, and that slide projection does give a good feel while unlocking the device. So that's sorted. Now you do get 5G support, so 5G bands are supported. So again, we are tested with Airtel and Jio. The signal strength is good, call quality is also good. We didn't face any sort of issues in that aspect. Now the speaker it's a single speaker, the bottom firing speakers. Again, no stereo speakers at this price segment. So let's quickly have a look at the audio quality of this device. So as you can see, the audio quality as such doesn't look bad, but then there is no stereo speakers, and the loudness and the clarity of the sound is definitely good. So that's the additional aspects about the device in terms of performance. The next, let's move on to the cameras. Now you get a triple 50 megapixel camera, the primary 50 megapixel camera, f1.8 aperture. You get a 5 megapixel ultra wide, and then 2 megapixel macro, a 13 megapixel selfie camera. Now we have done the detailed camera review of this device. Experience, the daylight captures did turn out to be quite good experience, good detailing offered, good colors, good dynamic range too, decent experience I would say in terms of 50 megapixel camera. And even the close-up shots also came out pretty good, good colors as well. For social sharing, this is definitely good. But the ultra-wide angle camera was kind of very much average, I would say. 5 megapixel, very soft images and lacking details. And then portraits also turned out to be pretty good actually in terms of detailing, skin tones. But macros, once again, very average performance because it's a 2 megapixel shooter. The low light experience also needs a bit more fine-tuning as such, because there is a lot of noise in the low light images. So you can check out our detailed video to get more idea about this. So overall, I would say the rear camera, 50 megapixel camera, does quite a good job overall, but then it does need a bit more fine tuning in terms of low light experience. And the selfie camera also turned out to be pretty good, but again, there's no 4K video recording on the rear or the selfie camera. So that's the camera aspect. So I would say the primary and the selfie camera turned out to be quite good, but again, not a class leading or great camera experience, but again, it won't disappoint most of the users. Now talking about the battery life. Now this device comes with a 5000 milliamp hour battery, and again this is pretty good in terms of battery life. I could get around more than a day of battery life and around 6 to 7 hours of screen on time. Again, it depends on person to person. So I would say the battery life is definitely good, and we didn't see any issues as such like battery drain issues or anything like that. It was quite good. Camera usage, the regular usage, everything combined, battery life was pretty good. But then there is no fast charging. It's there, technically it's there. It's a 25 watt charging. It takes around 1.5 hours to charge. We have done the charging test as well. So the battery performance is good. The charging speeds are okayish, I would say, nothing great. So that's the battery performance of this device, and it's definitely good in terms of battery experience. So that was a detailed review of the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. So looking at the device, let's talk about the pros and cons. The pros include good back panel design, sturdy build quality, good display quality, good software experience, decent performance and decent camera, along with decent battery life too. Now the cons of the device, first and foremost, the display experience is not that good. The water drop notch and the larger bezels doesn't give a great feeling altogether. Then the processor is not a really powerful device, again not for gamers, and the primary camera is good, but then the other cameras are kind of very much average, I would say. The ultra wide and macros are very average, not really suited for photography. And then the pricing is also slightly on the higher side. We would have expected this pricing to be somewhere close to 15,000 rupees. That would have made this really competitive, but then at almost close to 20,000 rupees, it's not a really value for money package. And then Samsung, another good thing about this device is software update cycle. So if you are a person who really cares for the software update cycle, this is definitely a good device to offer, because at 4 years of software updates, no other brand offers such a good device in terms of software update cycle below the 20,000 price segment. So if you are a person who wants the software update cycle to be really good in the budget segment, then this is a recommended device. But it's definitely not a great value for money device. But then you do get some good things, some bad things. So it sums up in that aspect. So overall, I would say if you are looking for this aspect, like a Samsung device with good update cycle, good display quality, then probably the A15 5G makes sense. But if you're looking for a more value for money device, including great charging speed, great camera experience, water drop or other punch hole selfie camera, all those things, if you're looking, then this is definitely not the device to go for. So that was our experience with the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. What do you guys think about this device? Do let us know your thoughts in the comment section. This is Nirmal signing off with the detailed review of the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.